Hey guys, finally, welcome to my LEGO Walking Dead custom painted minifigures video. This showcase has been long overdue. I've been working on these since like November, and I figured with the Season 5 finale on tonight, and being on spring break, what better time to show you them than now. So I have roughly 30, about 28 I think, roughly 30 figures to show you guys. And let us waste no time, let's get right into it. If you hear some background noise, it is a little windy here, so you might hear the wind against the house. But other than that, let's get started right away. Okay, and first up here we have my Season 4 second half, Season 5 first half version of Rick Grimes. This is like in his terminus get-up, I guess you could say. And this minifigure, I'm gonna be very honest here. You guys are gonna hear me give a lot of shout-outs to two big YouTube users, Legomatic9 and the Moose Figs. Their figures are extraordinary. I get a lot of inspiration from their custom minifigures. I watch their videos. I use some of their figures as reference points. And I don't want them to feel like I'm ripping them off, so if there's anything on my minifigures that looks like something they did, I'm going to give them a shout-out for it. I didn't, like, steal really any ideas from them, or at least I tried not to. But if there is something that I did see them do that I decided to do on my figure, I will give them a shout-out for that. I'm not all about that. If either of you guys are watching, or any other painters for that matter, then I want you guys to comment and leave your feedback. I mean, if they're crap, don't be super critical with them, because I have only been painting for a couple months now. But if you are watching, I'd at least like to see, I'd like you to tell me like what your favorite one was, or maybe some areas of improvement, so I can only get better. But anyway, enough with that. First up, we're going to start, like I said, Rick Grimes, Season 4, Season 5 variant. And he's basically got some weathered Indiana Jones pants and torso. As you can see, I've painted some boots on him, some black shoes, or boots, whatever. And then I've taken the Brick Arms revolver, and I've painted it silver. I went over that a couple times. Then the pants, nothing really on the back, and then I did continue with the kind of the fur lining along the top of his jacket on the back and along the sides too. And as you can see on the Indiana Jones torso, I did paint on a white t-shirt, and I did do a gold zipper, and then I did, as I said before, do the little patches of fur that you see kind of like sticking off towards the collar of the jacket. Then the patch of skin. Tell me also, if you're a painter, down below in the comments, tell me what you use for skin color, because my skin color, as you can tell, didn't turn out very well. Sometimes I mixed it turned out great, like with my Daryl, and other times, like with Rick, I guess would be a good example, it just didn't turn out very good. So, and then he does, his face looks very similar to Legomatic9, so I apologize for that. It's basically just a face from Prince of Persia. It's like a black bearded face. I basically painted the beard dark gray, and then I put in a couple of black little markings in there to make it look, so there's like still patches of black hair in there and whatnot. And then I did paint the blood stains over on the side of his head, as you see like in the promotional pictures for Season 5 and stuff. So that's all there really is to be said about this figure. It's basically a dark brown slicked back hairpiece painted black. And yeah, that's my Season 4, Season 5 variant of Rick Grimes. Alright, next up we have the man, the one and only Daryl Dixon, fan favorite of the show. So basically, let's start off with his legs. His legs are pretty basic. We've got some black boots painted onto him. Or shoes, I should say. They're not really boots, they're more shoes. Now we've got some patches of skin showing through, like his ripped jeans. And then it didn't come out great, but I was trying to draw or paint like a little chain, as you can see, kind of hanging down from like his pocket on his right hand side. Well, I guess his left, but from where we're looking at him, right. And then he's got kind of like I didn't bother to really paint on I kind of forgot to paint on the like the little loops and stuff, but I just kind of painted the torso part, like the connector part of his legs, brown to kind of simulate a belt. I never really got around to finishing that up, but I was kind of in a hurry to do this video today, because as I said, I wanted to get it out before the finale aired. And that's torso. Unintentionally ended up turning out looking a little bit like Legomatic9's, but it wasn't, like I said, it was unintentional. I was just kind of looking at a promotional picture as I was painting this. And then he's got Nizam's head from Prince of Persia. And then the hair from the main dude from Prince of Persia as well. And basically on his face, the only changes are I painted the eyebrows and the goatee brown. Now we'll get to his crossbow in a minute. His crossbow is custom painted too. In the back of him. Whoa. Okay, come on. There it goes. Back of him is pretty basic, except we obviously have the angel wings painted on. I didn't really go into a lot of detail with all the feathers. I just did different like black specks and whatnot, just kind of to simulate, like there's all like the ruffling, like the different feathers and the pattern and stuff. But I knew I wouldn't be able to paint something that intricate, that detailed, so I didn't even bother. And then of course he's got the sleeveless shirt on right there, or vest I should say, his biker vest. And then his crossbow is very cool. It's kind of hard to tell, but I painted it dark green with patches of brown, like at the back to kind of give it that camo color. And then I painted patches of brown, like mud stains and whatnot on the front, and as you can see, kind of on the, right here. Kind of have to let go of the stand, there we go. Right there, and then I did paint the arrow silver. And then you can see there's just a tiny bit of green at the end of the arrow, which is supposed to simulate because he's got like the green tipped, or the green at the feathers, I guess you'd say, like at the end of the arrow, so that's what that's supposed to be. And took a while to explain this figure, but he's a very cool character, and I wanted to go in detail with him. So there is Daryl Dixon. Next up, we have Shane, one of my favorite characters in the whole show. Very, very cool. Basically, he's got Indiana Jones's legs. The shoes, as you can see, didn't turn out great. There's a little couple patches of paint that kind of splotched onto the legs, but nonetheless, they still turned out pretty neat looking. He's got some brown shoes. He's got Indiana Jones' body with blood stains painted onto him, and a couple of dirt stains and such. He has a Brick Arms handgun. I don't know the names of the guns that I have in here, so I'm pretty much just going to be calling them like handguns, machine guns, pistols, Uzis, that kind of thing, rifles, because I don't really know the specific names. I have a friend that loves this kind of stuff, loves guns, could probably name every single one of these, but then some more dirt stains on the back, and you see you got a little crack in the minifigure torso, very unfortunate. More dirt stains and such. And he's got the head that I felt resembled him perfectly from Harry Potter. It was one of Malfoy's friends, I believe. And then, I haven't read much of the comics, as I've said before, I believe I said this before. I've read up to Herschel's Farm, but I haven't really read him that far into the way. I haven't read him that far through, so I don't know a ton about them, but I did read the whole Shane storyline, considering he does die in the comics, like even before they get to Herschel's Farm, a lot sooner than in the show. But in that comic, he kind of wears like a blue, like a dark blue, or I guess you wouldn't really know it's blue, but I would assumed it was blue, because it's black and white. But he does wear like a police hat, a police ball cap, so that's why I put this on him. It's kind of like to pay a little homage to his comic book character, and just because I think it makes the minifigure look cooler, and I think we do see him wearing it a couple times in the show as well. So there is Shane. Next up, we have Carl Grimes, and this character turned out very cool. This figure turned out really neat looking, and his character is getting a lot cooler in the show. He was kind of annoying and whiny and bratty at first, but I like what they're doing with him nowadays. This looks more Season 4 than Season 5, I would say. So, I thought about updating him, giving him a new torso, but he just didn't look the same without this torso, so I decided to just leave this one on him. It's a Harry Potter torso with heavy dirt stains on the the white t-shirt. He's got his signature gun with the silencer on it, with the silencer that I painted gray. He's got some brown boots on with some dirt stains on his pants as well. And then I haven't really done anything with the back of him. Same as, the regular minifigure looks. There's a better look at his gun. The gun isn't super accurate looking, but it does have the silencer, and that's all I was really looking for, because that was like a signature. It was like the signature weapon of his he had for a while. And then he does have Ron Weasley's face from Harry Potter, I believe it is. And he's got some blood stains painted onto it. That one, particularly like on the cheek, is actually, like, he actually had that one in the show. Like, if you look at a promotional picture for Season 5, when they're in Terminus, he has a blood stain, like, right there. So that one's pretty accurate. And then he does have Indiana Jones' hat. And next up, we have the Governor, portrayed brilliantly by David Morrissey, one of the best actors of the whole show. And he's pretty basic. I didn't really know what to do with him. I tried painting on boots on him, and it just, or actually, I don't really, if there's a character where I don't know if I want to paint boots on them or not, I'll just take that same color legs, and I'll, that I painted boots on another figure, and I'll test them out on on a character and see if I like it with them, and then if I do, I'll just paint another set of legs with those boots painted on, but, I didn't really like it, so I didn't do anything with that. Couldn't really think of much else detail to put on other than his eye patch. So I decided to put some bloodstains on his arm and stuff to kind of make him look more like his Too Far Gone variant. He did wear like a black leather jacket. I went back and rewatched the episode, and he did wear a black leather jacket in that scene. This is more reminiscent of what he wore in the Season 3 finale. And this gun is also what he had in the Season 3 finale. Based on, like I said, a promotional picture I saw. That's how I base a lot of my figures when I paint them. And then, yeah, it's Mad Eye Moody from Harry Potter's body. And then the face is just a standard face, and then brown hair, black legs, and this really cool looking machine gun thing. And then nothing like at all painted on the back. Very, very cool villain. Can't wait for Negan soon too. I don't even read the comics, but I already know all about that guy. I'm getting really excited for him. But until we see him, the Governor is my favorite villain in the show, and there he is, my painted figure of him. Next up is Glenn, another one of my favorite characters. Wasn't a huge fan of him back in like Season 4, but he's really getting to be a strong leader now, and I love his character. I'm really hoping they don't kill him off anytime soon. So he's one of my favorites I think I've done. I'm not a huge, just the main critique I have with him is I don't like the way, as I've said, whenever I try and blend colors to make it look like skin, it does not turn out well, and this is a good example right on his arms right here. They just did not work out very well. So I apologize for that. I was trying to do like his sleeves were halfway pulled up. But other than that, he's got some brown shoes painted on. Oh, sorry, I'll try and stop it from wobbling. He's got Luke Skywalker face with a little bit of a mustache and a very small goatee hair painted on. He's got a machete with some blood stains. And this is a Season 5 variant as well, like when they first arrive in Alexandria. There's kind of more of his boots. And then I did paint the top part of his pants, like the leg connector piece, the piece in the middle. I did paint that a dark gray. And then he's wearing his the shirt he wears a lot currently, his dark gray, I guess you'd say like button-up shirt. I really like this outfit. The minifigure obviously could use some work. It's not up to the standards of, as I've said, Lego-Matic 9, the Moose Figs. Those are like the two most prominent Walking Dead painters I know. But other than that, yeah, their figures are amazing. I love theirs, but I make do with the artistic skills I got, and I try and do my best. So yeah, there is Glenn. Next up, we got a fun figure. This is my custom painted Walker. I have a bunch of these other like Ninjago test dummies, I believe is what this minifigure was. I have a bunch of these other ones that my friends sold me that I'm planning on painting in a zombie soon, but like I said, I want to get this video out to you guys right away. I basically just painted blood and gore all over him. I sculpted some clay onto him to make it look like he was wearing, pants and then a green shirt. And I did paint those a little bit, but then I did show like a lot of his skin and a lot of blood sinking through. The face is custom painted. Love the way that turned out. Posted a picture of this figure on my Facebook, and I got like, just from friends and family, like I got like close to 30 likes, 30 likes I believe on this. And then the back looks really cool. You can kind of see like the rib cage showing through. I want to show like some patch of skin missing and like the bare bones showing, and some red on his hands, because obviously he's digging through all those, he's digging through the carcasses, getting his hands all dirty. And just a very different minifigure. I plan to do much more of these. I might even do a Walker showcase once I finish them all. But yeah, there is my custom painted Walker. Next up is Herschel, and this figure could have been better. I like him. He's one of my favorite characters in the show. And I really want to do his figure justice, and he turned out okay. Not terrible, but not great. He's got some brown boots painted on. To represent his prosthetic leg, I painted some silver on the kind of like all around his leg. It's even on the inside too. Just take my word for it. I don't want to move it. Don't want to take him off the stand. He's got some blood stains painted on. He's got some tan painted into his hair to make it look all dirtied and stuff. And then he's got the end of his suspenders, as you can kind of see through his hair right over there. You can see the back of his prosthetic leg right there. And then he's holding a brick-armed shotgun. I only really see him arming a weapon once in the whole show, and I believe that was in, or from what I can remember, and I believe that was in, he had the shotgun in the Season 2 finale when the farm was getting overrun. But then a little sad mini detail I put in here, I thought it was kind of funny though, kind of morbid. If we just take it, pop his head right off. He's got some blood stains. I wanted to paint them. I want to paint even more blood on there, but I wanted to conceal it all under the beard. So when he doesn't have his head, so when he has his head on, you can't see it. And that was really the most I could do. But just yeah, a little funny thing I added in there. And then the only other thing to really say, as I said, I painted his beard and his hair. I put some patches of tan in there to show like the dirt stains. I did also paint a mouth on his beard, which it makes him look like he's always talking. He's always got his mouth open, so that's unfortunate. But I just wanted to put more detail into him. So yeah, hope you like him. Next up, we have Michonne, a figure I'm very proud of. I believe I got the idea for using those legs from Legomatic 9 once again. So shout out to him again. His figs are amazing. Definitely check him out. And then she's got a blue pants, obviously, and then some brown feet, some brown feet. We got brown shoes painted on her. Then we've got like her shirt kind of like being tucked into her belt, but part of it like kind of coming out. That's why it's got part of it's like sticking outward. Then as you can see, I tried to paint brown, like her fingers showing through her gloves. But she obviously needs to hold the chain for her pet walker, which is the next minifigure I'll show you. So as you can see, when I put the chain piece in there, some of it kind of rubbed off, unfortunately. That kind of sucks, but there's the back of her pants. We've got obviously her bloody katana. And then her face is custom painted. I don't have a lot of black people, like a lot of African American people, like minifigure faces and stuff. Lego doesn't release them that often. So I believe, yeah, looking on them all, yeah, this is one of 3 minifigures I had to custom paint her face. But I think it turned out pretty cool, actually. And then she's just got black long hair, and then she's got her corset type of thing, like her little vest painted on as well, with some like creases and lines and stuff. But yeah, there's Michonne. I really like how she turned out. And next up is one of the funnest figures I had, or I don't think funnest is a word, but one of the most fun figures I had made for this video. This is Michonne's pet walker, and I just love the way this guy turned out. As you can see, I took a skeleton, but I painted on like blue on the legs and the kind of like the leg connector piece to kind of simulate like he's wearing jeans and like bare feet. And then he was shirtless, so I just painted on brown, for like his skin showing through. And he's got the red where Michonne chopped off his arms. Whoa, okay, hang on. Okay, I don't know. There we go. And then we've got the chain attached on the back of him. If you look on the back of his head, we've got kind of like his hairline. We've got red again for when, just like some red on his legs, because Walker got blood on him. And then some more red by his arm where Michonne chopped it off. And then the face is my favorite part. I gave him worried-looking eyebrows, because, he can't really attack. He's kind of a civil walker. And, he was kind of probably sad that he had his arms and his jaw hacked off. But as you can see, his jaw, I've got some blood stains all around the broken part of it. And then you can see the top layer of teeth. And then the eyes with the red pupils. I just think he turned out awesome, and I love him. Next up, we have Carol, who I'm really hoping they don't kill off in the finale tonight. It sounds like it's either going to be her or Daryl. There's rumors about Daryl. I honestly doubt they would kill him off, but I wouldn't be super shocked based on all the things I've heard recently. With Norman Reedus telling fans to bring Kleenex and everything. Carol or Daryl, though, two of my favorite characters. Hope neither of them die. But most likely we probably will see the death of Carol, unfortunately. That's just the way I feel, though. I guess we'll see tonight. But basically she's got black boots painted on. I really like the way those turned out. I think those looked pretty neat. I didn't have a brick arms weapon that fit her well, so I just gave her a regular standard Lego pistol. Like a little revolver, kind of like the one that she uses to shoot Lizzie with. And then she's got her gray hair, of course. Hair doesn't fit her perfectly, but out of all the gray hair pieces I have, I felt that one fit her the best. And then the Harry Potter face, can't remember who, I think that was Ron's sister. And then we've got a purple shirt underneath. This is kind of based on like a Season 4 look of her, I believe. I might paint her in her Season 5 attire later on, I'm not sure. Whenever I do an update of a lot of these figures, which I most likely will very soon, I'll probably be updating these as the show goes on and as we get new outfits from the characters. And then you will see another showcase of more minifigures to come in the future. But yeah, she's got some creases in her shirt. You can see a little bit of a skin line, kind of like, you know, the ending of the shirt towards her face. You know, and then we just got like because she's kind of wearing like a jacket with like short sleeves, so you can see her like the purple shirt showing through on her arms as well. So there is Carol. Next up is Abraham, one of my favorite characters in the show now. He turned out really cool. I see everybody give him this weapon. I don't see him fight with it that often, but everybody seems to give this weapon to their Abraham figure, so I gave this to mine. And then he's got some black boots painted on. He has an Indiana Jones torso that is modified. I kind of erased the buttons with the pencil eraser, and then I painted as you can see, it made the torso look like a tank top almost. And then that little red nick in his arm is supposed to be... There was a fan theory a couple episodes back. Remember when Sasha was going all berserk over Tyrese's death? And she was, you know, killing walkers left and right. And then she stabbed, you know, the end of her, like, bayonet accidentally went into Abraham's, arm. And, that was why there was a fan theory that, like, he was going to get infected because of that. But they haven't done anything with that since. So just for fun, I decided to paint that on there just for more detail. And then he's got the hair, I feel, fits him very well. I tried painting his mustache into like a more of an orangish color. But it didn't work out very well, so I just left it brown. And then the back of his torso, I did continue on with the tank top type of look, and then I put some creases onto it. And all in all, Abraham is a really cool character. I do not want to see him leave the show anytime soon, and I'm super psyched to see what he does tonight in the finale. And next up is the character that pissed us all off so much. This is Lori Grimes, one of the most annoying characters in the whole show, but still a nice figure. I think she turned out really cool. Obviously not much to her, just black. I painted like, you know, kind of like the curvature of her body. You know, she's a female, obviously. Then I, you know, painted like her pregnant stomach, or at least the best way I could represent that. And then some brown boots. I did put a little bit of blood stains on her arms, but not much. I wanted to put her, like, because she wears a lot of tank tops. If you go back and you notice in the show, she wears, like, tank tops quite a bit. And I wanted to paint her in, like, a purple tank top, because this torso I felt worked perfectly for the kind of colors that she would wear in the show. But, you know, I didn't really have many skin-colored, arms to spare, so I just had to do this. And then here's the back of her. Pretty basic. Sure, you can just see the back of her hair. And here is Lori Grimes. I'm doing stuff, Lori. Thanks. Next up is a figure I'm very proud of. This is my Season 5 Part B variant of Rick Grimes, and this is in his constable uniform, you know, his police officer getup. And I was very proud of... I used to think I was the first person to do this figure until I was on Flickr the other day, and I found that somebody else did this figure as well, and I was pretty bummed out about that. So that was very unfortunate, but I did this one like a week or two after they got the cop uniforms, so I like to think in a way I was probably one of the first people to do this figure. But basically, see what I did for him, I painted his, using a dark blue color, the crease lines in his jacket. I did his police badge. And on his shirt, you can see we've got the tie, we've got his lapels, and then we've got some black pockets showing through, being partially covered up by the jacket. I knew I wasn't going to get the shape right of the patches on his arms, so I just did some blue rectangles. I thought that worked just fine. And then, as you can see, we've got some more crease lines on the back of his jacket. We've got some brown pants. And the jacket continues down onto his belt, like where his belt is. And then his face is a modified... It's actually my old Rick Grimes face. That's why I changed my new one. Because I needed this one again. Because I felt this one represents him perfectly. And I used the nail polish remover, got rid of the sideburns a little bit. Cleaned it up. and I partially erased the part of the cheekbone, which is unfortunate, but other than that, I think this figure turned out amazing, and he's definitely one of my favorites. Next up is a pretty basic figure. Not going to go into too much detail with him. I didn't do any painting on him because he's just a temporary figure. This is basically just a background soldier for Woodbury that I built for like one of the governor's little militia. I gave him a little grenade, and then this really cool looking automatic weapon with a really long clip. And then he's got like a tactical vest on. And then, as I said, I didn't paint his boots. I didn't do any painting on him just because temporary figure, so no purpose really. And then he originally was Martinez, actually, but his face I had to take from my newer, updated Rick Grimes. So this is the closest face I could find to resemble the old one, but it just doesn't look like Martinez like the old one does, so I kind of just use him as a regular member of Rick's men now, or of the Governor's men now, which sucks because I like Martinez as a character and I wanted a figure of him, but I'd rather have an awesome Rick figure than a decent Rick figure and then a decent Martinez figure. So it's it's a nice trade-off. And then he just has a black hat. So, very cool figure. Keeping up with the theme of random background characters, we've got... I haven't decided. This could either be used, I believe, as a... It was originally supposed to be one of the governor's men from the governor's militia, but it also could be used as a termite, seeing as he has so many bloodstains on him. The reason for that is because this is actually the paintballer's uniform from the minifigure series, which I saw and I thought, man, this would perfectly represent like a Walking Dead figure if, all these paint stains were covered up with, dirt or with blood or something. I thought blood was a cooler choice, so I painted blood on him. And, with all the blood, he could kind of, I feel like he could be more of a termite. He kind of would look more like a termite than one of the governor's men, unless, they were in a huge battle or something. But other than that, he's just got a little micro SMG, like a little Uzi. And then he's got a grenade in his hand, because I have nothing else to really do with those grenade pieces. Figure I might as well give it to them, He's got a little smirky looking face, and a helmet, because I didn't want to waste any good hair pieces. It was kind of supposed to look like he's wearing a jumpsuit, so I didn't paint any boots on him or anything. And then he's got some more blood splatter on the back of him. Some heavy blood stains on his arm. And then that is a cool figure. Next up we have Maggie, and this is once again based off of a picture I found online sometimes I go on the Facebook page and I'll base their characters' outfits on, the recent pictures shots of the characters, and this is, I don't know if I already said it or not, this is Maggie, Herschel's daughter, Glenn's wife, but she turned out really cool. It's basically, that's I believe Hermione's torso from Harry Potter. And I painted a white undershirt on it, and then we got some kind of creases by the belt, but they turned out pretty crappy looking. And then the skin line kind of like, the collar of her shirt. And then she's got a bloody knife. I like the way her pants turned out. I like the way the belt... I'm not very good at belts. It's like my main... I guess you could say my main problem with painting. I'm not really good at doing belts. That's why I don't do them very often. I think that's why I actually didn't do Daryl's belt, because I was trying to avoid having to do it, so I didn't screw it up. But I like the way the tears in her jeans came out. I thought those looked cool, and her boots look neat. And this is kind of like when they first get to the Alexandria gates. Her hair really isn't in a ponytail that often in the show, but I feel like this hairpiece better represented her than any other hairpiece I had. So I figured I might as well just, stick with this one. And then she's got, I believe, Hermione's face from Harry Potter. And there is Maggie. Next up is Sasha. And Sasha turned out pretty cool. Let's see, I got some brown boots painted on her. Her torso is basically supposed to be the Bob's, like Air Force looking jacket that he wears that Sasha starts wearing after he dies. And, because we got like the different patches. We got like the red little patch on the front. And then the yellow triangle on the arm. She has a minifigure series hairpiece with the flowers in it painted over with black. And then her face is custom painted again, like Michonne's. And I love the way that she turned out. I think she looks really, really cool. And then she's got, as you know, she's a sniper. She's like the group's main, best shot. So I kind of have her with her sniper. And then I painted like the little silencer piece or whatever the heck that is at the end of her, at the end of it. Then as you can see, you've got her arm showing through her sleeves. And then there's the the back of her torso. Nothing painted on there. The two shades of green don't look great together, but I feel like it works pretty well. And we've got the curvature in her body and everything, you know, like the black lines on her sides. And yeah, she turned out pretty cool. Next up is T-Dog, a figure I think turned out very, very cool. Very sad to see this character die. I loved him. I thought he was a really interesting character. My friend Jordan and I both used to talk about how awesome he is. But he's got brown shoes. He's got a couple of patches in his, as you can see out by his collar and down by his leg. I painted on some brown to make it look like, because he is black. So I tried to show he's got tears in his clothing. He's got skin showing through and stuff. The shirt isn't super accurate to what he wore in the show, but I think it works. He's got some blood stains, kind of over, to the right side of his body. He's got a cool brick arms looking pistol. Then he's got the riot shield, which is covered in blood and gore. He's got, I believe, Mace Windu's face. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen Season 3. I've got where T-Dog gets bit. His bite mark right back here. I think that looks very, very cool. Turned out amazing. I love that he sacrificed himself for Carol. I just thought that made him just that much more awesome of a character. And then I don't really believe there's anything under the shield. No, I can still take it off if you want me to. Just got more blood stains and stuff. But yeah, there is T-Dog. Next up is Tyrese. The character who I kind of felt, since he came in right after T-Dog's death, and, they're both kind of these big, tough black guys. I feel like he was kind of almost a replacement character for T-Dog, in the same way that Herschel was a replacement for Dale. They've done that a lot, but, no big deal. Not really that important. I just felt like I'd bring it up. He's pretty basic looking, brown pants, some blood stains, and black shoes on him. Got his backpack straps painted on, some more blood stains. He looks Middle Eastern. I know he does. I don't know why I wanted to paint him, more black looking, but like I said, I don't really have many African American, Lego pieces. I thought about painting his face, brown like I did with the other ones, and then just painting his face details on myself right after that. But I really like the way his beard turned out and everything, and I didn't want to screw that up. So I might in the future, in a future video, and might not. I'm not sure. Then he's got the backpack that he wears a lot, the one he carries baby Judith in. He's even got his backpack straps. You can see those ones are kind of fading away, unfortunately, because his arm's been there all the time. But he's got his backpack straps on. I kind of got the idea to do this hammer from, I think Lego-Matic 9 and the Moose Figs, I think both did this. Whereas, the hammer piece I already had with him. I already had that weapon with him, but I had the idea to paint the end of it silver. I can't recall if they put bloodstains on theirs, but I put bloodstains on mine to make it look pretty awesome. That scene where where Tyrese is just wailing on all those zombies out in the field right after the car breaks down and everything. That's one of the things I remember most about Season 4. That was the quintessential awesome scene for this particular character, and I had to include the hammer in there so I could reenact that awesome scene. Next up is my Riot Gear zombie. I love the way this guy turned out. Pretty basic. I just put some blood stains over a tactical vest, some black legs, a black helmet, with a visor, a skeleton head, and then I believe he's wearing the black stormtrooper's body. I just put some blood stains all over those. There's also the one on the visor that you can see. I think that one looks really cool. And they got some spread across the vest and stuff. Some red on his hands because just like the other zombies, he's got red on his hands because he's going at the carcasses, eating and probably getting his hands all messy and dirty and stuff. There's blood stains all around. Pretty basic figure. I took the riot shield away from him to give to T-Dog because I noticed T-Dog carried that a lot in Season 3, that when they were breaking into the prison. But then again, a zombie can't really hold a riot shield anyway, so there's no point in really including it with him anyway. So yeah, he turned out pretty cool. Next up is a figure I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for. If anybody you're watching, please don't comment on how bad this figure is. He's not great. He's not terrible, but he's certainly not great. This is Merle. Really unfortunate that he couldn't turn out better, considering he's one of my favorite characters in the whole show. But let's get started. As I said, I was kind of in a hurry. I didn't even bother repainting his shoes because I didn't see the paint's kind of fading, on them. And I tried to continue down with his with his like little vest type of thing, and then his tank top. As you can see, it's kind of supposed to be like drooping down onto like the top part of his legs. It did not turn out very awesome at all, though. It doesn't really hurt the figure, though. I mean, it looks kind of dumb, but it doesn't really make him look that terrible. It kind of, like, from afar, it looks okay, but, like, up close, it looks pretty bad. So I figured I'd just leave it on. It's not the end of the world. This Spike, I don't have the materials to do a very awesome, very detailed-looking Spike, so I just did this. And basically, he's holding upside down a metallic painted one of those like 3 spiked things that they would hold in their hands in the Prince of Persia sets. I cut 2 of them off, and I just painted blood stains and metal, like a metallic color over that. So that's pretty cool looking, even on the hand too. And then, as I said, the arms, the skin color, every time I try and do that, doesn't turn out very well, so that looks pretty bad. He's got gray hair. The hair I feel fits him pretty well. I thought about doing his, or he does have a pistol, by the way, or like a handgun. I thought about painting him in his black jacket, his like black jacket and his white t-shirt kind of look that he has a lot in the show. But I like that this is kind of like whenever I think of Merle, I think of him in this outfit in particular. Plus, everybody that I've seen that has painted Merle has painted him in that outfit. So I wanted to do something unique and different. He's got a tear in his jeans, his gray jeans. But yeah, other than that, he's also got a blood stain over like in the corner of his head, as you can see right there. But other than that, yeah, please don't rip on this figure. I know he's not great. He could definitely use some improvement, and I will work on that. But I wasn't such a rush to do this video, so I apologize. Next up is a figure, once again, that could definitely use some work, but I still like. This is Dale. He was pretty cool to start with, but the area where he started to go wrong was when I decided to paint on his like shirt, his shirt that goes over like his regular white t-shirt, kind of like a pullover, button-up shirt. And it turned out okay. It didn't turn out very great. The colors don't sync up very well. But if I painted the arms and I painted the torso, I know from past experience it's gonna make the pieces stick out just a little bit more than they usually would. They're gonna scrape together and the paint's gonna run off. If anybody watching, comment down below, tell me how I can prevent that, because I didn't really know what to do. So I just, I couldn't paint the arms, which sucks. But then he has brown shoes. His beard is painted on. I like the way his beard turned out. And then he's got his brown hat. And then I took the Lego, like the standard Lego shotgun piece, and I painted it to kind of look like his hunting rifle. I've got kind of like the black on the pad where you'd rest it on your shoulder at the end. And then I've got, black kind of like on the aiming on the scope part. And then brown on the wooden pattern, like on the majority of it. And then the long, what would you call it? Like the long barrel, I painted black. So, and then it's just held in place by like with a rubber band, because I think it looks cooler like that than with him holding it. So yeah, there is Dale, one of the coolest characters of the show, by far. Next up, we got a random termite. He turned out okay. I like him. I love all the bloodstains on him. That face just looks so evil. I thought I just had to use it for a Walking Dead villain. Then he's got some sort of, I'm not quite sure what kind of weapon that is. It's cool looking though, I'll tell you that much. Then he's got, like I said, bloodstains all over him, bloodstains galore. Whoa. There we go. He's very much the painter's body from the minifigure series, with a Prince of Persia head and that cool looking weapon. Got bloodstains on the back, just to, paint over the red, or the blue paint stains. I put bloodstains on him. I think that looks awesome. And yeah, pretty simple figure, not much to really say about him, but I still really like the way he turned out. Just as like a random background character to put in my Terminus mock. Next up is a character I didn't really care for that much, but whose minifigure I really like how she turned out. This is Beth. As you can see, you got some brown shoes painted on her. We've got lots of dirt stains and blood stains galore. We've got some dirt stains on her arms and such, and she's got the curvatures in her body, as you can see, painted on. And we've got her yellow shirt with the vest painted on over it. I've seen other people do that type of design. I didn't really use, I noticed Legomatic 9 did his like that, although I didn't really use his figures as a reference point. I actually just used actual pictures of the actress in that clothing as a reference point, but I just want to give him a shout out here anyway, because I didn't want to look like I was, as I said, I don't want to make it look like I'm like copying them or anything. But then other than that, she just got some blood stains on the knife, and then some blood stains on her face, and then her hair, I feel like represents Beth almost perfectly. And there's the back. So she turned out pretty cool, I would say. And yeah, I love the way her vest turned out, especially with like the buttons and everything. I think when I do my own torsos, they end up, I'm actually really proud of the way they turned out. I love those. So yeah. Next up, we got one of my favorite figures, I'd say, just because I went all out with the blood stains and dirt stains on her. This is Andrea. I love the way she turned out. We've got some brown boots on her, blood stains on her leg, on her head. She actually has a blood stain like in the season 3 finale, like right in that same spot that looks a lot like that, so that's very cool. She's got some blood heavily on her arm over here. A regular Lego handgun, like a little pistol. And then I feel like that body represents her pretty well. She wears like a lot of white clothing. So just, you know, some more stains. I painted some tan in her hair to look like dirt stains, kind of like I did with Herschel. It didn't turn out very cool, very well with her though. Got some more blood stains on the back of her leg and such. And yeah, she's pretty much just I didn't really do anything custom painted on her. It's pretty much all just blood and guts and gore and dirt on her. So yeah, kind of an annoying character, but still a very cool figure, at least in my opinion. Getting down to the wire, guys. Last two here. My next one is Father Gabriel, character that I really hope dies in the finale. Not a huge fan of him at all. He's, you know, the group saved him. He's ratting him out. I just do not like his character one bit. He's getting really annoying. But nonetheless, figure I think turned out amazing, actually. The pupils I feel like are a little big, but I did use Lando's face for him, and they don't really, the eyes they put on him are very small, so I didn't really have a lot of a lot of space to put the pupils. But then I also did paint on like the little, the mustache is already on the figure, but I did paint on like the little, as you'd say, like the under the chin stubble. They just got pretty much Snape's body from Harry Potter, with the white priest collar painted on, brown hands, and then blood stains like on his leg, kind of on the front of his torso and stuff, as you can see, and some right there. I just wanted to do something else other than just painting the collar and the face on him. I wanted to put more detail into him, so I decided to put the blood stains on there. So yeah, he turned out pretty neat looking. And saving one of my favorites for last, next up we have Morgan, the character who I'm really hoping they'll bring back, or that we'll see in the Season 5 finale tonight. I have not seen anybody else paint a Morgan figure, and I just love the way he turned out. I painted him in his Season 5 attire when he's hunting Rick in the group, you know, trying to find him, trying to meet up with him again. So let's get started. Put a lot of detail into him. Everything on him is painted by me. We've got his walkie-talkie that you don't really see very often. It's, you know, kind of the one that him and Rick used in Season 1. And I think 2 as well. Part of 2, Rick was calling him, and then I think he kind of gave up eventually. We've got his fingers showing through his gloves, because he's got, I was using, when I found a picture of him online, he had, like, his fingers showing through his gloves, like the fingerless gloves, so I painted that on. The torso, we've got creases in his, you know, we've actually, as you can see, I kind of patched up, because it was, like, blue and white showing through, because this torso was actually kind of like a jacket over another shirt, so I painted on, I kind of tried to patch it up with a color that matches it pretty well, not perfect, but great. Not that great, but it turned out okay. Then I've got, like, it's supposed to look like he's wearing a jacket with some creases in it, some backpack straps, and then he also does have his like tan undershirt or second layer of clothing underneath it. He's got brown boots, and then he's got, you can see some skin showing through his ripped jeans. And then he's got some like little lines in the wood for his walking stick. And then he's got a backpack, as you can see, he's got the lines showing through the backpack straps coming all the way to the sides, even on this side as well. That's very cool. Then his face is custom painted. I love the way it turned out. It was actually a yellow head. That's what I did for all 3 of these custom. Well, no, Michonne's was actually, I believe, skin colored, but Morgan's and Morgan's face and Sasha's face were both yellow heads. As you can see, I painted all brown. Then I painted the hair on the back of it. And then I painted on his... He more so has stubble, not really a beard. But I decided to kind of go ahead and paint the beard anyway. Let's like get a zoom in on that face. Well, okay, maybe not. Let me try and get it back to where it was again. This is as close as I'm going to get it, guys. I'm sorry. My camera's not going to work with me. But then we basically got, he's kind of got like these mad, angry looking eyebrows. And then his eyes with the pupils. And I feel like his face turned out very, very cool. And I love this figure. Definitely probably my best Walking Dead figure. Or if not the best, probably one of the best. So I really hope you guys enjoy him. And tell me what you think of him down in the comments, because I'm very proud of him. So that is basically it, guys. That is all my Walking Dead painted figures. Like I said, I've been working on these since November. Please leave your feedback. Even if you don't watch The Walking Dead, just tell me which one was your favorite. If you don't know their name, just, say what they look like, and I'll know who you're talking about. But I really appreciate you guys watching. And once you do see this, if you've seen the Season 5 finale, leave your favorite scene down in the comments, what your favorite part was. Just leave your thoughts on the episode. I'd love to hear it. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.